know more of how you can contribute to sponsoring a workshop here at the Good Cycle. So there are different ways that you can do that. So the first way, you can choose a group. If you have a group of women or girls that you'd like to sponsor, you can just choose a group and you can set a date and you can sponsor this group. This is really easy and really straightforward. Another way that you can do that, you can just make a contribution that would go towards a workshop, so you don't have to contribute to the whole workshop. You can just make a donation and that amount will go towards a workshop to women or girls that can't afford paying for a workshop. So that's another way. And a third way that you can contribute is actually contributing towards a workshop to people that wouldn't normally be interested in doing a Good Cycle workshop. So I'll explain that a little bit better. So around a year ago, I did an event for around 60 women, and the event was on the menstrual cycle. So the main topics were menstruation and menopause, right? So I had two different types of people that came to this workshop. So one was women that knew about this topic and knew the value on knowing more about this. So they were happy to come and happy to pay and happy to invite their friends. And there were women that were interested or curious, or they had their friends coming and they, got a little bit curious, but they were not really sold on the idea of spending their Saturdays learning about menstruation or menopause. So these women basically, either they got their tickets bought by friends or they got discounted tickets, and so basically it was really hard to get these women to come to the workshop. So one group was really eager to come and the other group kind of unsure. So basically at the end of the event, I handed out some feedback forms, and I'm happy to say that 100% of the women that didn't want to come, they were not 100% sold on the topic, that came, 100% of these women said that was amazing and life-changing, and they wanted to tell their mothers and their daughters and their sisters and their families about what they learned there. So what that has told me is that, and that's actually a big part of what we do at the Good Cycle, is that we know that a bunch of us don't really know we don't know this, and we don't know how that would impact us because we don't know, right? So we just have this negative connotation on menstruation, and we're like, okay, fair enough, it might not be that bad, but I'm not sure if I want to actually spend 3 hours of my day or whatever, half a day learning about it. But we're convinced, actually we're pretty sure that this amazing information can impact all sorts of people, not just women, men as well. So people that, men that work with women, so people in the corporate and all sorts of different age groups. So basically, if you would like to sponsor a group that usually wouldn't be interested in doing a workshop like that, but you think that they would benefit from it. So let's say it can be editors from a magazine, it can be medical doctors, it can be teachers, it can be just your family members, a group of men that you know. Anyway, so if you want to expose people to this information, that's a way that you can also contribute to a workshop. And this way we can actually spread this word and this work far and wide. And that's one of the main goals of the Good Cycle, is to let everybody know how positive the menstrual cycle actually is, and to really try to change culture by raising awareness and educating. So, we're aware that this part of the Good Cycle couldn't exist without you. So I'm very, very grateful for your inquiry and for you considering the option of sponsoring a workshop. I'd like to also say that all our paid workshops have one free spot for somebody that can't pay. So this is available to everybody, and also a percentage of the profits of all our workshops goes towards a free workshop as well. So we have that going no matter what at the Good Cycle, so that we can give as many free workshops as we can. to hear from you, and thank you very much for dropping by. Lots of love. Speak soon.